Welcome to CS Tech Solutions. Today is learning AWS DevOps. Today is learn 1.3 is a Python basic topics and 61 is managing the Kubernetes resources with the kubectl is using the sub process to interact with the Kubernetes in Python. So use the import and the sub process and get the ports is subprocess dot run and counts and square brackets and single quotes as a kubectl and commas and single quotes gets and commas and single quotes as a PODS and the counts square brackets close and counts close and apply for the configurations as a subprocess dot run and counts and square brackets as a single quotes kubectl and commas and single quotes apply and commas and single quotes hyphen f and commas and single quotes as a deployment dot YAML and square brackets over and counts over and 62 is using the pytest for the CI and CDs testings and the integrated the test in your the CI and CDs pipelines in Pythons and test underscore examples dot py is def the test underscore I additions and counts and colons the set 1 plus 1 equal the 2 and run the pay test in your the CI and CDs pipelines and use the sub process dot run and counts and square bracket dot single quotes as a pytest and counts as close and 63 is using the envs for environment variables and load the environment variable from the envs files in Python as use the froms.envs and import the load underscore env and import the os and load underscore envs and counts as get the function and database underscore url equal the os dot get envs and counts and single quotes at the database underscore url and counts close and print the database underscore url and counts close and 64 is creating a simple CTL tools with the argparse and build the commands lines interface in Python as a use import and argparse and the pressures equal the argparse and dot the arguments pressures and counts and the descriptions equal the single quotes as a process some integers and counts close and the pressures dot add underscore arguments and counts and single quotes as integers and commas and metaware equal the single quotes as a capital N and commas and the type equal the int and commas and the nargs equal the single quote as a plus and commas and the help equal the single quotes as an integers to be the process and counts as close and the pressure dot add underscore argument and counts and the single quotes as a double hyphen sum and commas and the dashed equal the accumulators and commas and the action equal the store underscore const and commas and the const equal the sum and the default equal the max and help equal and single quotes as sum the integers and counts as the default colon the find the max and counts close and single quotes close and counts close and args equal the pressure dot press underscore args methods and print the args and dot the accumulator and counts the args dot integers and counts as close and 65 to implementing web scriptings with the beautiful scopes as scriptings the web page for the data in Python as import the request and forms bs force and import the beautiful scopes and response equal the request dot get and counts the single quotes http colon the double slash and example dot coms and swaps equal the beautiful swaps and counts the response dot txt's and commas and single quotes at the html dot presser and counts close and for and items in as a soap dot find underscore all and counts as the single quotes h1 and colon and print counts the item dot text and counts close. And 66 is using the pyaml for the YAML configuration files and load the and dump the YAML files in Python as use the import YAML and the load the YAML files and with the open counts and single quotes as a config.ymls and commas and single quotes as a r's is files and colons and the config equal the YAML dot safe underscore load and counts as a files and print counts the config and dump to the YAML files and with the opens and single quotes as a output dot YAMLs and commas and single quotes as a W and counts close and is files and colons and the YAML dot dump and counts the configs and commas as a files and counts as close. And 67 as a creating a simple message queue with the RabbitMQ and the send and receive the message using the pika in Python as a use import pika and sending the message as a connections equal the pika dot blocking connections and counts as a pika dot as a connections parameters and counts and single quotes as a localhost and counts close and the channels equal the connection dot channel and methods and channel dot queue underscore as declares and counts the queue equal the single quotes as a hello and counts close and the channel dot as a basic underscores publish and counts the exchange equal and double single quotes as a open and close and commas and the routines underscore keys equal the single quotes as a hello and commas and the bodies equal the single quotes as a hello word and counts close and connection dot close and method to close the connection and receiving the message in so use the def and the callbacks and counts the sh and commas methods commas properties commas bodies and colon and print counts the double quotes as the receive colons and commas and the bodies and counts close and the connection equal the picas dot blocking the connection and counts the picas dot connections parameters and counts at the local host and counts close and the channels equal the connection dot channel and methods and the channel dot queue underscore declare and counts the queue equal the hello and counts close and the connect channel dot basic underscore consumes and counts the queue equal the single quotes hello and commas and on underscore message underscore callbacks equal the callbacks and commas and auto underscore ack and equal the true and counts as close and channel dot start underscore consuming method and 68 is using the sentries underscore sdks for the monitorings and integrate the sentry for the error trackings in Python as use as a import the sentry underscore sdks and sentry underscore sdks dot in init is initialize and counts and double quotes as your underscore sentry underscore dsn and counts close, and the try colons, and your code that may the true and exceptions as a 1 des 0, and the except exceptions as e and colons, and sentry underscore sdks dot captures underscore exceptions and counts as e and counts close. And 69 is using the openpyxl for the excel files manipulations and read and write the excel file in python, as use the import openpyxls and import as workbooks and commas as the load underscore workbooks, and create a new workbooks as wb equal the workbooks methods, and the ws is db.actives, and ws and square brackets as a capital A and ones equal the hello, and wb dot save counts the single quotes as a simple dot xlsx file, and is a excel files, and load the existing workbooks as a wb equal the load underscore workbooks, and counts the single quotes as a simple dot slxx file, and the ws equal the db dot actives, and print counts the ws and square bracket single quotes a1, and dot the values and counts as close. And 70 is using the sqlalchemy for the database interactions, and define the models and to perform the CRUD operation in python as forms and sql and an and chemy, and import the create underscore engines and commas colons commas integers commas strings, and from the sql's alchemy and dot exts dot declaratives, and import the declaratives underscore base, and forms the sql alchemy dot orm, and import as sessions maker, and base equal the declaratives underscore base and counts, and the class is a users and counts as a base and colon, and double underscore table name and double underscore equal the single quotes as a users, and ids equal the colon and counts the integers and commas the primary underscore keys equal the true and counts close, and the name equal the colons and counts the strings and counts as close, and the engine equal the create underscore engine counts the single quotes sqlite colon the triple slash and example dot db and counts close, and the base dot metadata dot create underscore all and the counts as a engine, and the session equal the session maker counts the bind equal the engine and counts close, and the session equal the session and counts open and close, and the new underscore users equal the users counts the name equal the single quotes as a alice and counts close, and the session dot add counts the new underscore users and counts as close. Thank you to watch the videos. Please subscribe the channel, on the notification and bell icon. Thank you so much guys to watch the videos.